Well, welcome everybody. Today is an incredibly important day because we are joined by two very special guests who actually write and vote on laws for our state and country. They have taken time out of their busy schedules to hear your ideas and help us with our project. Please join me in offering a very warm welcome to Senator Comerford and Representative Gomez. Senator and Representative, thank you so much for being here. We can't wait to share with you what the third graders have learned about our government, our process of why we are here today, and the new law we hope to pass.
Enjoy that shit. I
Now students, let's show our guests our presentation on our future state vegetable.
Good morning, Senator Representative Gomez, Superintendent Duncan County, Principal Dad, Parents, and Delegate. We would like to welcome all of you today to our gathering in support of why asparagus should be our Massachusetts state vegetable. And immediately in response to a text message from 5 eating lesson, we learned about how students went from state officials to change the law in New Hampshire and the state food was strawberry. After doing their research, the state representative, who was extremely impressed by it, submitted a bill requesting that the pumpkin became the new state fruit. The students went to a committee meeting and spoke again about why their idea should be supported. Their class then asked about fellowships across the state, extending both churches and worship. When the bill passed the House of Representatives vote, they had to patiently wait for the senators to vote in favor of changing their state fruit. It became a victory for them and voted 23-1 in favor of changing their state fruit. They did it. Their state fruit is now under New Hampshire law, Chapter 3, State Emblems, Flag, etc., Section 324, State Fruit. The pumpkin is hereby designed as the official state fruit of New Hampshire. Upon our personal group discussions and making decisions for the text, I asked what our state fruit was because many students had thought pumpkin was a vegetable. Our teacher had us look at a Massachusetts map and find the state fruit. There were many emblems like state fruit, cranberry, Forest Morgan, and Texas Lady, possible dinosaur birds, fish pond, but no state fruit. Then she looked up our state fruit, specifically nose, and of course the cranberry, looked at our state fruit, the cranberry juice. You showed that. So then I asked if pumpkin is their fruit, not their state vegetable. Then what is New Hampshire state vegetable? Our teacher looked it up and found that the white potato was their state vegetable. It was named the vegetable in 2013 by a campaign of 4th graders in New England. That's because in 1790, New Hampshire was the first state to cultivate the white potato and became known as dairy milk. I said that it was awesome that kids were able to change the law with their ideas by following the rules and complete the steps that they need to take. Jason asked if the pumpkin is their state fruit and the white potato is their vegetable, and our state fruit is friend. What's our state vegetable? I tried to live up to million ago, she told our book we didn't have work and that amazing. We continue to discuss how proud those students must felt accomplishing their goals and how nice it was for the adults around to support them in both instances. I mentioned the connection, how important it was to vote because of our prior checks on how we vote matters. I talked about how we voted for a recently earned PJ Stuff Movie Friday for following our rules in school and clocks, and said how those New Hampshire students must also work hard to accomplish their goal too. I joined the conversation and checked our Massachusetts posted for as many emblems to see what our state fruit was out of pure curiosity. I joined in and said that the students also had to follow through with their plan, even when they were discouraged that maybe the pumpkin would not win and the strawberry would stay as the New Hampshire fruit. The following day, I came into the class with a paper I created at home listing reasons asparagus should be named the official state vegetable of Massachusetts. When Mr. Jardins read my paper aloud, the class was inspired and continued researching facts about asparagus. They sent Mr. Jardins links to websites about asparagus, while another group of students created a Google slide presentation using facts viewing the research. With all the excitement generated by research, Mr. Jones decided the students need to write persuasive, friendly letters to government legally. At the end of the busy day, Mr. Jones reached out to Miss Wang and asked her if they would also like to write letters to Miss Biggie as well. Then our teacher spoke with Principal Dow and Superintendent McKenzie and mentioned she was mailing out the letters to Governor Healy. As we currently have no state vegetable, school administration was very supportive and enthusiastic, and we look forward to this journey of asparagus becoming the state vegetable. Senator Comerford, Representative Thomas, we genuinely appreciate you taking the time to visit us in the vegetables and minors. Next steps we'll need to take. Sit context.
Now, everyone, our Google slideshow will begin with our presentation on our future state vegetable created by asparagus.
Our state vegetable by Eva, Ben, Cora, James, Kai, Parker, and Summer. Group discussions during our guided reading session. Our reading group was reading a book about a New Hampshire school that changed their state fruit from strawberry pumpkin. The votes were 23-1. Then fired our class to write persuasive letters about making asparagus our state vegetable. Our teacher also shared with our other third grade classmates what we were doing in the writing letters to Governor Healy and Representative McKenzie. 5 minutes. Asparagus contains vitamins A, C, A, E, and B. It also contains folate, potassium, and iron. Asparagus is as you can see, asparagus contains a lot of vitamins like A, C, A, and all sorts of B's. Over here it says what's in with asparagus. It says 1/2 cup of cooked asparagus, 90 grams, contains 20 calories, 0.2 grams of fat, 2.2 grams of protein. Asparagus, asparagus has 127 calories per half cup. That's not too much. Asparagus has 32 milligrams of potassium. Potassium is actually a mineral that is essential for muscle function. Fact 3. 1 single spoon of asparagus contains 0.35 grams of protein. That's healthy. Fact 4. Green asparagus is the most common because you can find it anywhere in shop. White asparagus grows around to prevent sunlight from reaching the shoot stage for the mild. Purple asparagus has a bit more flavor. That makes it just delicious. I hope you like learning about asparagus. How to choose asparagus. Green asparagus on the table begins with choosing the right bunch of the market. It can be characteristics. The triangular scales can tightly to speed. Bottom of the stalk is free from excessive dryness. Canonical wooden whitish and there's appetite. No sign of secondary sprouting from inside the spheres. Choose stalks of similar and diameter so that the plant cooks evenly. Yours create and form no sign of wilting stalks or weathering stalks. Check for fresh, tightly closed green tips, no sign of mushiness or yellowing. Check the label to determine where and how the asparagus is growing. Growing seasons. In Massachusetts, asparagus farming is in May to early June. When you plant asparagus, you have to wait 3 years to pick it, but you can begin a brief 14-day harvest once you get into the second year of late May. Once you get in your third year, you can start a 52 to 56-day harvest. The main time of the year for asparagus is spring, starting more in late January through early June, with April and May being the peak. Asparagus is typically planted in the early spring. Asparagus is a perennial plant, meaning it grows for multiple years with the same root system. Once established, an asparagus bed can last from 5,478 to 7,305 days or more, producing a harvest every spring. The best season to plant asparagus is spring, when the soil has warmed up and can drain well. Typically, this is in April or May in temperate climates. The peak season for fresh asparagus is usually April to June. Hadley since 1950. Hadley, Massachusetts was once the asparagus capital of America, producing 80% of the state's asparagus in the 1950s and 60s. The town's rich sandy soil and temperate climate creates perfect growing conditions for asparagus. Today, Hadley is experiencing a resurgence in asparagus farming with fungus-resistant varieties and the annual NPPM Asparagus Festival celebrates this heritage. The festival, now in its 11th year, attracts over 7,500 visitors to enjoy local food, music, and asparagus-themed dishes. We hope you enjoy these facts about Hadley grass.
Hadley grass asparagus. In Hadley, we call Hadley grass as a nickname for asparagus. Lots of farmers in Hadley grow asparagus. In Hadley, we have an asparagus festival, and hundreds of people come to it. Also, my best friends grow asparagus. Some of my friends also have family that grows asparagus. I don't feel that even the Hadley asparagus festival will everywhere. Even my cousins know. There are brownies, macaroni, asparagus, asparagus, British asparagus, 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 fruits, asparagus, the kind of music is folk, jazz, and Americana. Some people tell me it's folk and music don't teach. I hope you like learning about Hadley grass and Hadley festival. Support our local engineering company.
Asparagus Festival. Asparagus Festival is usually every year, but this year the students are new to London. Asparagus Festival is sponsored by Hadley. Nothing stands for New England. It has many asparagus attractions. There's even an asparagus crunching contest where people crunch as much asparagus as they can on the road. Learn more at this website. The Queen of Asparagus. The Queen of England had the asparagus. Queen Elizabeth II had a very simple yet refined palate. While she enjoyed traditional British dishes, she also had longings for more continental flavors. She specifically requested Hadley asparagus. She liked them so much she had it delivered to Buckingham Palace to be served to her meals. Growing. Asparagus can grow very fast. It can grow up to 7 inches a day. Even though asparagus grows quickly, you have to wait until the third year before you can harvest. This allows the plants to develop and grow. Once you get to the third year of harvesting asparagus, the plants can keep growing for 15 to 20 years. Asparagus grows best in sunny areas and soil with good drainage. Fun facts. The asparagus plant can grow in 3 different colors of asparagus, with purple, white, and green, like we saw on slide 5. Asparagus has been growing for over 2,500 years. It's been growing for over 160 years in the United States and Canada. There's history proving that asparagus was carved on Egyptian tombs. Asparagus is a little vegetable. The tallest asparagus plant ever grown is over 11 feet long, 138.5 inches. Asparagus can live with other vegetables like onions, leeks, and garlic.
Thank you for listening to our Google Slides. Asparagus should be not to say vegetable.
Thank you again, Senator Comerford, Representative Gomez, for your time, your wisdom, and for listening to our proposal about asparagus joining our state emblems. Thank you to Superintendent Dr. McKenzie, Principal Dowd, School Committee, Select Board, Edward Hopkins Foundation for donating these amazing t-shirts, Hadley Media, family members, and last but not least, these children who have worked so hard supporting each other to make this first moment happen. Let's give them a big round of applause. Back down. We can have a seat back down. Thank you once again for coming. I guess I'm going to turn it on over to Superintendent McKenzie. Everybody on the floor, we're going to face this way.
I'm going to be very quick because I know that our elected officials, your elected officials, want to speak directly to you. You guys did a great job, a great job. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of all of you. You know, there's something I say all the time. Smart people, and you're all smart, right? I can tell, every single one of you are super smart. Smart people know a lot, and that's cool, that's neat. You know what wise people do? Wise people use what they know to help others, to influence the world and make it a better place. So what you're doing right now is the kind of thing a wise person does. A wise person says, how can I take some action to make things better for my community? Representative Gomez and Senator Comerford, they were third graders just like you. They probably didn't know they were going to grow up and run things for the whole state. You know how Miss Dow runs a school? You know how busy that is? They run things for the whole state. And they're here to listen to you. And you, I'm sure, influenced what they're probably going to do after they leave. So I'm going to turn it over to them and let them talk to you directly.
Hello. That was wonderful. Oh, I dropped my phone. See, these things are a little complicated.
Thank you, Superintendent. Thank you, Principal and school committee members, select board members. Thank you for the beautiful presentation, and thank you to all of you. I am so delighted to get to be here with you and members of the community and your families, to hear from you. I can't wait to file this bill on your behalf in partnership with Representative Gomez, who I get to share the beautiful town of Hadley with. I want you to know actually just what the superintendent said. I work for you. I go to the State House, and in partnership with Representative Gomez, I get to represent this beautiful school and the town of Hadley. And as young people, I am accountable to you, right? I have to actually do what you say. That's representative government. That's a beautiful thing. But I want you to also know that young people in particular in this region are very powerful. I have two examples to share with you about how young people like you, and like you're going to do with this state vegetable, changed our state. Most recently, young people in this region said, we don't have a state dinosaur, and we would like a state dinosaur. And they said, Joe, Senator Comerford, would you file a bill to create a state dinosaur? And I said, sure I would. And they joined young people from across the state, and we now have a dinosaur, which is the Podocus holiokensis, because of young people in this region. And there was a dinosaur that was right here, roaming around, and it was discovered by a professor at Mount Holyoke College. And it is now our state's dinosaur. Many years ago now, I think these people, the young people who did it at the time, are probably in their 40s, but maybe 30s. But many years ago, students in Amherst Elementary School, just like you, said that they didn't like our state sign on the turnpike. It was a picture of a pilgrim hat with an arrow through it. And they didn't like it. They thought that it didn't really express what they wanted it to express. And they decided to ask the legislature to change it. They wanted to have a sign that was not so derogatory to Native Americans, they felt. And now, because of them, we have new turnpike signs. So that's the power that you have as young people calling us to do better. That's what we get to do. We get to answer you. So I can't wait till we have Hadley asparagus as the state vegetable. It feels like it would be a great tribute, not only to this town, but to the farmers and the families who have grown it for generations, and to everyone who gets to benefit from it. So thank you so much for sharing this. I can't wait to take all this advocacy with me to Boston in partnership with Representative Gomez. And then I hope maybe we can have a field trip to come into the, we don't know, but to come into the State House, and maybe you could testify in support, or we can make a little video for you to come in virtually. So thank you so much. Representative Gomez.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Superintendent, teacher. Thank you. The presentation was awesome. When I realized that I have to come here to listen about asparagus, I have to do a research about asparagus because the only thing that I know about asparagus, it match well with a really good steak. That's the only thing that I know, and they taste really good. Thank you. Thank you for advocating for something who gonna represent you, for someone who came from a different part of the United States. Having something that represents me all the time is really important, right? Symbols, food, language, in my case Spanish, means a lot to me. So I know that this means a lot to you. And of course to me too, because I live in this area and I love asparagus. I was doing a research about all this stuff too. And I think it's about time that something from Western Mass has to be recognized at the state level. We have the cranberry, the east part. We have all this stuff, most of the time from Boston. It's about time that Boston should look to our side and recognize that we're part of Massachusetts too. And I think this is a great way to do it. I'm super excited to submit a bill at the House side about this with a great partner that I have at the Senate level with Joe Comerford. I couldn't ask for better partners in my district. I chair with 3 senators. Senator Comerford is one of them. And again, I think the teacher was the one saying, if I was in 3rd grade, if someone asked me to be a state rep, not even clue. So probably you don't know what you're going to be in the future. But something that you've been doing today and don't stop doing it is advocating for what you think is the right thing to do in your community. So again, thank you. Super excited to see you in Boston. If the superintendent will bring you to the State House, I personally will give you the tour of the State House because it's a beautiful place.
We can make it work.
Yes. But if not, again, you are allowed to participate remote in public hearings. We prefer you to be there with us because that way we can walk you around the State House. That is a beautiful building, and you can visit different offices. But again, thank you for the opportunity. Excited to work with my partner at the other side, Senator Comerford, to submit in this bill and to push forward for something that I know is not just important for me, it's important for you and the community. Thank you.
And this is just a little
goodness.
token
Oh, my
from our
goodness.
class to remind you.
The value of which
some
does not
recipes
exceed
for your
$49.99.
Thank you.
Great.
This
Great.
is so fabulous. We'll bring this to Boston. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Great job. Thank you,
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we take a group picture?